I will try to be
All
there
right. Let's see if we
as
got
best I
this.
can.
All right.
Thanks.
Rumble is acting up, so
Thank
I don't know if Rumble's running at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody can check, see if the Rumble is running. Sorry, everybody, we're having some technical difficulties going on with the streaming services. But we're trying to figure out what's going on. If I have to, I'll just have to download and redo Rumble later. Uh, let's see. Yeah, it's acting weird, like it's not going. Oh well. Everybody, welcome to today's one day delayed fireside chat. We didn't get to do it yesterday because, well, yesterday was a busy day for everybody involved. I spent yesterday on the phone playing tag with a law firm trying to find a place that can help me with my Social Security disability. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And everybody was stressed out, so we pushed the show off till today. So here we are. And today's show, we've got some fun topics. We've got the fact that Lucasfilm's getting sued for stealing choreography from a fan film. We got an update about Roblox. We've got some AI-enabled teddy bears telling naughty stories and subjects to little kids. Ruin Johnson's trilogy is officially dead again. We've got some homeowners who got fired for or got fined several $100s for working on their own yards, and hopefully we'll get to talk about the YouTube personality who got hit with over 10 grand in fake chargebacks.
Whoops.
So yeah, we got some fun stuff to talk about today. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and hopefully everybody's gonna have a good time. Hey there, Theta. If you guys want, uh, see if Theta would like to join in. Hold on. I'm gonna see what I can do about sending the articles to Marcelo. We're also. I just got hit with some information about the fire that happened in my backyard last night. That it was worse than I thought it was. Which, oh man, it breaks my fracking heart because it was the Museum of the Waxhaws, a log cabin that was built in the 1840s burnt down. So yeah, oh god, that breaks my heart because it was a beautiful log cabin. I sent the links to Wavo so he can put it up whenever we get started talking about it, since I'm having technical difficulties with the computers here because for some reason ever since it updated to Windows 11, my laptop updated to Windows 11, it's been acting kind of finicky and funky, and I don't know why. Ah, all these new tech stuff, man. New tech.
I will say Windows 11. I've heard a lot of really bad stuff about it.
Yeah, it's
like they've been pushing stuff into it. They've been pushing stuff into it that has been really, really bad for like people are switching back to Windows 10 from what I've heard.
I would if I knew how to do it. It's just it's so fracking frustrating that this is supposed to be making it easier for people, and it's been nothing but a pain in my butt. I cannot use Google Chrome. It won't even open. Windows Chrome won't open at all for me.
Well, you have to understand that when they talk about making things easier, what they're actually saying is they're making it easier for them to make money because they had to fix all the bugs that they knew about when they released it.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Oh, cool. You also hosted Kick Butt. Kick Butt. All right. We'll start off with something fun and hit the Lucasfilm, where Disney basically stole choreography from a fan film. Hey there,
Hello,
Theta.
everyone.
Uh,
Greetings, Theta. How are you doing today?
Doing well.
Hey,
Thank you
hey,
very much.
Theta.
You're
Hey, bud.
you're a little bit. Your mic is a little bit soft, Theta.
Yeah.
I'm hearing an echo.
hold on, let me see if I can help with the
Is it me?
make it easier
Am
for
I
you to
throwing
hear.
an echo in there?
Okay, how about that?
Oh, you sound a lot better, but turn up that gain, baby.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Yeah, you're real low right now.
You sound a lot better, but turn up that gain, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hearing an echo on my end.
Yeah, somebody's.
Yeah, you're echoing.
That might be.
Let's see.
That might be.
It sounds like somebody has the feed running in the back.
Yeah. All right, Fox.
Oh,
We'll be
You
here.
hear that delay.
All right, let's go
okay,
ahead.
how
and
about
get
now?
I think you're hearing a little bit better, Bubba.
Oh, that's much better. And the echo's gone.
Yeah.
All right. We're starting out with the Star Wars Lucasfilm stealing choreography for Star Wars Visions. And
Yep.
this is damn.
This article that we're looking at is dated November 20th. So a fan film from 2019. Well, let's just show the video because
Yeah, show it.
Disney's been accused of plagiarism.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only difference is one's got a double bladed lightsaber and the other don't. The photographs, it is so. I mean, it's the same angle, it's the same everything except for the double bladed lightsaber.
It's scary. It's like looking into a mirror.
Dude, if you had told me, if you had not told me that other footage came from the fan film, you could have thought it was a deleted scene from one of the series.
yeah.
A lot of these fan film, see the way Lucasfilm used to do it, they would hire people that did fan films if the quality was good enough. They also, back in the day, if you had a fan film and you needed help with special effects, they would help you with your special effects. It's one of the things about what happened with Paramount and Viacom with the Star Trek fan films. You remember the Star Trek fan series where they were Star Trek: The Continuing Voyages, where they were finishing out the original series scripts that had Vic Minoya took over for it right before they ended up ending the whole kit and caboodle because of what was going on with Paramount Viacom. Because even J.J. Abrams was trying to stop them from killing the fan films, but there was a lot of people that were complaining about Star Trek Discovery, saying just how crappy it was, and that they kept bringing up the fact that you had a fan TV show a fan show that was being done by fans who were raising the money and hiring actual Star Trek stars to star in these fan films, a fan TV show, was doing better quality in both writing, directing, and even special effects. And Kurtzman and company got so butthurt about it, they killed it and passed these stupid rules and regulations that no Star Trek fan film could be longer than 15 minutes. And you couldn't do them as a sequential TV show. That's one of the things that happened to Axanar. Axanar got caught up in that too.
Yep. I remember
And
that.
It's ridiculous. And now we've got Lucasfilm blatantly stealing the choreography from a fan film and not even changing up the angles and the videography for it. It'd be different if they were like doing panning the camera around so you can see different angles and everything. As you saw in that video, they copied the same angles and the same framing and everything, except for the fact the bad guy was using a double-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah. Well, what I'm
And they
seeing
made
here,
the lightsaber colors different. That's it.
what I'm seeing in the article, apparently Star Wars Visions, apparently Disney contracted a different animation studio for each episode.
Yeah.
And it's even that's actually documented right here. And this particular episode was made by the studio 88 Pictures, which is apparently out of India.
Yeah. That's where a lot of the fiber stuff comes from. That's just me saying it, because
That's also where a lot of our call centers are nowadays.
yeah, and the scammers and all that stuff. It used to be
yeah.
It was Nigerian prince. Now it's one of two places. It's either coming out of India or let's see, is it Minnesota where Tom Walls is at? With
Yep.
all the
Tim
Somalis?
Waltz, you mean?
Yeah. Touchdown Timmy. He was called Touchdown Timmy because he likes patting down the boys on the football team.
That's not all he was called.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I gotta say, I've had a run in. I've had a bit of bad luck with a scammer from somebody else. So if it's Touchdown Timmy and the boys, I'm driving up there to Minnesota, and I'm putting the fear of God into them with Christine here.
I would love to see that. I want to be there when it happens.
I'll be happy to, and then I'll go over to this company and bitch them out for plagiarizing Star Wars.
But what drives me nuts about this stuff, like I said before, during our pre-show where we're sitting there discussing all these topics,
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when Disney bought Lucasfilm and Marvel, and the whole reason why they said that they were buying Marvel and DC was to get the boys market, so they could entertain little boys, because everything that they had been putting out was, except for Pixar, was aimed at little girls. And as we have seen, they just girlified Star Wars and Marvel. I don't mind the females being added into the stuff. I do mind where they decide, to make the girls look better, we got to make all the guys look stupid. That's where I draw my line. Star Wars and Marvel both always had powerful women in them from the very beginning. I mean, Princess Leia was a badass from the start.
Not a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know about...
Hey,
Okay, guys. I'm going to ask you guys a serious question now.
Richard?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a stupid question.
Go for
Who
it.
was the leader of the rebellion?
Mon Mothma, a hot redheaded
I
chick.
rest my case. I rest my
MILF.
case.
She was a hot redheaded MILF.
I rest my case. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, any justification that there was not recognition of, you know what, and maybe sometime to a fireside chat we should invite Alice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I know, crazy. Get her opinion in here. But there have always been characters who were strong. I remember, and Casey, you can back me up. Okay, Lois Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the George Reeve TV show,
Yeah.
Lois Lane was one hard case. Okay, she didn't put up with she did not put up with BS from Perry White. She didn't put up with Superman's BS. Okay, she even shot up a place with a machine gun, emptying the bullets, with two gangsters in the room who were left slack-jawed. Okay, so
yeah, in the comic books, I mean, she was one of the first females other than Wonder Woman to have her own comic book series in DC
Yeah, I mean,
Comics.
we
back
can
in the
even
day.
go back as
This was
far
on
as the
TV.
Dick Van Dyke Show and all that.
yeah, but we're talking, but even talking about quote unquote the superhero genre, the science fiction genre. Okay, this was back in the 50s, folks.
Yep.
She was shooting up a place with two gangsters firing a Tommy gun.
Exactly.
Come on, girl boss. Come on.
Well, the worst part of it is I wouldn't even mind if there were girl bosses, except that they always do the girl boss the same way, no matter what franchise it's in, what iteration. They could learn a lot from Lois Lane.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll even go one step further, if you don't mind. And I'll say, if you want to go all the way back to the 1940s in the Fleischer Brothers Superman, I mean, she was even for then a badass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's the thing that there is seemingly selective memory. There is selective memory on the part of the people who are doing the creation of new content that do not bother to do research on the background of the source material.
That's the whole point. They hire people who's never read the comic books or
the
fans of Star Wars.
Richard, the thing is, you don't have to be a fan to do your research.
Well, okay, but here's something.
Zachary made a statement in the chat. Strong women are hot, and yes, that is very, very true. They're very hot.
Yes,
and
you have to make sure you define which type of strong women, though, because there's strong women, real strong women, the self-made ones. Ellen Ripley.
And on that note, Warabo, I need another drink.
Yeah. Hold on, let me go get my bottle. Hold on.
Up, here we go.
There we go.
We have Princess Leia. We have Helen Ripley from the Alien series.
What was her name? I won't say Barbarella because Jane Fonda. Fuck her.
There's what was the actress' name? Yeah, Charlie's Angels. What was her name? The actress from Ghostbusters. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, she was Ellen Ripley, man. She was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you want to take that route, you can go with Annie Potts, who.
Yes, Annie Potts was. I thought she was hot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Theta and I were having a discussion a few weeks ago about presentism, and I think that's a lot of the problem. The people here today are so convinced that nothing happened before they were born that
Yeah.
was of any substance whatsoever, that they don't even have to do their research. That's the problem, Mars. It's not that they don't know how. They honestly don't think they need to because nothing happened
That's
before they were
Jennifer
born.
Lawrence syndrome. Jennifer Lawrence syndrome. Remember how she was saying that she was the first woman action star?
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of us were like going, "What did you say?"
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And
Ellen Ripley, Princess Leia,
yeah,
And
don't forget,
even
Arden.
don't forget Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies and
Yeah.
Halloween.
Well,
Yeah.
Halloween
You
too.
You also
I mean,
had Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers.
Yep.
The lady from Flash Gordon.
I was about to say that too.
Not the Del Arden from the classic movie with Max von Sydow, but
Oh my God.
I mean the original Flash Gordon serial, the hot
Yep.
chick that played Del Arden in that. She
Yep.
was a badass in that too.
Didn't put up with anything. Okay. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing. The fault is not on the source material. The fault is not on the society. The fault falls strictly on those creators, quote unquote creators, who do not do their due diligence, okay, and instead impute onto the characters whatever current peccadillos of what's going on in society today onto the characters that they are drawing onto the canvas of whatever storyboard they're putting together. Okay.
I'm going to go off on a tangent for a second.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right. Everybody strap in.
Let's be ready.
I'll
Just
be
be ready
back
with
in 3 hours.
I got the tangent, Bill.
This ain't going to be a long one. Okay. One of my
I'm just
favorite characters from the X-Men was Iceman.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
back in the 90s, there was talk of them making him come out as gay, and I was all for it back then. That they couldn't do it because they still had the Comics Code Authority, and the Comics Code Authority said that they couldn't do it. And Marvel had just broken that rule with North Star, but they did that because of the HIV/AIDS epidemic stuff that was going on, and they were trying to touch on that. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't do Iceman is coming out as gay. Then they hired this gay guy to come in and relaunch Iceman as gay. And the dude didn't know the character. He just completely blew the character in the bad way. I also did not like how George Michael Bendis did the whole Bobby Drake coming out as gay, because the way they did it, it was almost as if Jean Grey used her telepathy to change the dude's sexuality.
No, that's literally what happened in the comics.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Why did? And that's the only reason why I'm upset with what they did. That and the fact that the person that they it's okay, Fox. Anytime you want to stop in, man, you guys can. Fox, you've got a seat here by the fire anytime you want it. So just relax.
Yeah.
But what was his name? The gay guy that they hired to write for the Iceman series. He had never written comic books before. He even came out later about the fact he didn't know what the heck he was doing writing for comics, because he was a young adult writer. He wrote young adult books.
Yeah.
This is the same dude that was GoFundMeing a sandwich because he had went out to someplace to a plate or something, and he didn't have enough money to buy himself a sandwich. Yeah, and then you had Joe Glass, And Joe Glass can actually be a good comic book writer if he would let his activism go away.
Well, yeah.
Because he had he did the Pride comic, which was a group of gay and lesbian and trans superheroes. I've read it. It was good right up until they really were pushing the activism stuff into it.
Yeah.
So my favorite part about it is Fab Man is a gay version of Superman who was running around in pink booty shorts, pink go-go boots, and the rainbow flag as his cape. And he's sitting there complaining about the fact nobody takes me seriously. And I'm like,
you think?
I would be sitting there going, the American Patriot would be looking at him going, you're asking the question why nobody takes you seriously. The pink booty shorts, the pink go-go boots, the pride flag. Every time you do anything, at the end of your whatever it is that you've just saved, we watch as you fly off with a little gay guy to go have sex with it.
We've really gone tangential.
Yes, I know.
I'm just gonna say it. We've really gone tangential. We could tackle this touchy subject
on Rumble.
You know, yeah, we could touch in a good way.
We could touch
this subject, but getting back to the fact that Lucasfilm clearly has used ideas wantonly, and I choose that word very judiciously. I don't know if the attorney for the fan film will see this stream or will avail himself of the opinion of the public, but it is clear to this viewer that whatever was done with this material, there is a wanton reuse of the concept, not just the visual order and orchestration, but concept of this fight. Of this fight.
I'll be right back, guys.
I mean, the context between these two seems nary identical. One is in a field full of dust and rock, and the other one's in a forest. Okay, so we've changed the scene. Okay, one has a single red lightsaber, whereas the other one has a double red lightsaber. Fantastic. But action after action of the protagonists, both light and dark side, seem to follow the same path, almost identically. I dare say that someone with a little bit of acumen could turn around, take both of these videos, feed them into, I don't know, some sort of AI, and ask for an objective evaluation on the basis of choreography, scenery, sequence, timing, cadence, action, and outcome. And get a statistical probability, which, as a human and having seen them both, I would say, wow, they look almost the same. And I'm going to leave that right there.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Even with stuff like this, at this point, with the lows that Disney and Lucasfilm have stooped to, I'm not surprised anymore. Yeah. I expect this kind of crap out of Disney.
Well, my issue.
You know what? I'm not even going to call it crap. I'm going to
call it lazy.
Well, that's a good word. That's a darn good word. They're not putting in the work. They're not putting in the work.
Well,
I haven't
if you've seen
seen.
my past like few streams, there's a few channels out there that are doing amazing work with Star Wars. They're
Mhm.
making like short 10 to 20 minute videos, and they look a million times better than anything we've been getting from Disney.
Yeah.
Look, we have not had anything substantive. I mean, some people are going to argue with this, but I think that, for example, Star Wars theory will agree with me. We haven't had anything substantively original, clear, with with conviction and direction
Yeah.
from Disney on the Star Wars front since Rogue One. I'm sorry, even the Mandalorian,
Yeah.
okay? Even the Mandalorian let itself get subverted, okay? Let itself get subverted, and I'm just gonna say, um, it's just as simple, okay?
Well, the
They've
Mandalorian.
completely messed up my youth.
Well,
They completely messed up my youth.
Yeah.
the Mandalorian was very much. It was purposely made to duplicate the spaghetti western feel.
Well,
And
I would think it would be like almost like a buddy cop type of thing.
that's
They
what
could
it
have done
turned
that.
into. Yeah.
They could have done that, Theta. They could have done that. They could have taken the Mandalorian and Boba and turned it into a buddy cop thing that would have kicked so much, excuse my French, ass. But then they turned in the flying bikes.
Oh,
The
best
young
ones, yeah.
well, that
on the
yeah, the
flying
book
bikes.
of Boba Fett was just
I was
complete
like,
trash.
even when they brought Ming Na Wen, okay, as
Yeah.
that bounty hunter from the Clone
Yeah,
Wars,
yeah.
I was like, wow, this is
he
really
looked
cool.
badass.
Really cool. And then they, well, I don't know how you neuter a female, but they neutered her. They neutered her.
Yeah.
Well, what they did with the Book of Boba Fett,
Yeah,
we found out that Book of Boba Fett was going to be really kick ass. It was going to be cool. And then Kathleen Kennedy put her nose in it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I mean, I'm just maybe
because she
this will mess
literally-
up.
oh, I love Zachary. We love the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
What we're talking about is the fact that if you'll look, the Mandalorian was going great, and Kathleen Kennedy let Kevin Favreau do what he was doing. John Favreau do what he was doing, left him alone, and then he brought back Luke Skywalker to pick up Grogu,
dude.
because the original plan. This is what they have stated. There was an original plan that they were going to do a Grogu and Luke show, was going to be
And they
spun
should've.
off.
And they should have.
They were going to
Correct.
spin off a show for Gina
Cara
Davis,
Dune.
Cara Dune. She was going
Yeah.
to have her show, which was going to be Rangers of the Republic. Then Books of Boba Fett was going to spin off from The Mandalorian as well.
Look,
And Kathleen Kennedy, when she found out that they brought Luke Skywalker back,
Yeah. She was pissed.
she lost it all because she cannot stand Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. She has said this repeatedly.
Oh, yeah.
She
As soon
hates Luke
as
Skywalker.
Disney got their hands on Star Wars, they crossed out Luke's face on all the posters.
Yep.
There was all sorts of like hate towards Luke for some reason. It's ridiculous.
you know,
It's because Luke. It's because Luke Skywalker. It's because Luke Skywalker represents the best of the Star Wars franchise.
Exactly.
Well, hang on a second. Let's go back to story writing. You know, all these directors and screenwriters. They at least
the novelists.
Yeah, but up until at least you could say the last couple of decades, they've all come from the background where they were taught from English departments, literature, the 7 basic storylines.
Yeah.
Okay, in all of written literature, it can be distilled to variations of 7 plots. That's it.
Yeah.
We are that predictable. 7 plots that inspire the human mind. Okay,
Mhm.
Luke was very strong, not just in the Force. Luke, his story was very strong in the hero's journey
Yeah.
plot
And
line. One of
and
the
the
7.
faith and the Constitution.
Correct.
And he
Follow
also
through.
Yeah,
believed.
correct.
He did
And-
not give up hope that his father could be redeemed.
Correct.
Yeah, willing
Correct.
to
Like I said,
sacrifice himself.
yeah, like I said,
Exactly.
variations.
Like he
variation.
took the martyr role, basically.
Yeah, yes. But the point is there are variations, but there is a central plot line. And even George Lucas came out and said, "Hey, Luke's is the hero's journey." Okay? This is a problem for modern storytelling.
Mhm.
If you look at the character portrayed by Daisy Ridley, okay, there is no hero's journey there.
Yeah, she just
None.
discovered she could do all this awesome stuff.
There is none of that hero's journey there. There's no common thread. So, like Theta was saying, is yeah, you got these little highs and lows and tangents and deviations, but they all seem to come back to the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem here is that for whatever reason, certain folks have thought that the hero's journey is too gender centric.
Yeah.
It's
Which
too
is
gender. It's too gender excluding.
Even though we already went over Ellen Ripley and Leia,
Correct.
and
And even
all these women, strong women characters that have been
Wonder
in
Woman.
Hollywood
Yep.
for decades.
Wonder Woman. Okay.
Linda Carter.
The
Was-
Bionic Woman.
Yes,
Do I have
all
to
of
keep
them
going?
all of them used the hero's journey model.
Correct. Regardless of gender, which is my
Yes.
point.
And they
The
had
problem-
to earn their status.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's the one thing I liked the concept that they had came up with. When I went to go see The Force Awakens, I was like, okay, this is looking like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I was
And-
too. I was a little
Yep.
hopeful for that.
Yep.
And then they shat on it.
Yep.
There's no other way to put it. They shat on it.
Richard?
I think they really shat on Finn's character.
Yeah,
And now-
Oh yes.
And now the actor, he's turned on us, the people that were standing up for him and his character, the
Right.
people that actually stood up and said he deserved it. He deserved
Yeah.
the chosen one, not
Right.
this Mary Sue that
Well,
just
I
whines
still
and
think
stuff.
that okay.
Here's the thing.
Hold on, guys. I still think they really screwed things up by not following the Poe Finn angle.
yes.
I
yes.
kind of disagree because I
No.
think what they would have done is they would have made him gay.
No.
That would
No.
have been a problem. That
Doesn't-
actually
no,
could have been cool.
But here's the thing. They did not permit either one of those characters a hero's arc.
Oh no!
Yep.
Well,
It's just like
Neither
when
one.
Chewie died, or when Han died, and instead of hugging Chewie, Leia runs and hugs Rey. Like she
Yeah.
knew Han like her whole life.
The
You know?
funny part is that she had known Chewie since she was in her
Exactly.
technically
That's my point. Yeah.
technically in the New Hope that
Mm-hmm.
Leia was still in her teens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her and Luke were both 18 years old.
So technically she knew Chewie since she was a teenager, and she hoes and hugs
A
Yeah.
Ray?
stranger.
Yeah.
A stranger. Somebody she had just
Instead
met.
of Han's best friend.
What
yeah.
the heck? I mean, if I'm sorry, but if I was a Wookiee, I would have been offended.
Oh yeah, I would have
Oh,
torn
yeah.
their arms off.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's like the the whole thing was they wanted to put a placeholder in, and that's what they got, and that's
I
why
mean,
that's why there
I,
was no hero's journey, there was no story arc for anybody.
nobody. That was the whole point. That was the
Yeah.
whole point, Casey. Not only did Ray not get a hero's arc, Finn got robbed, Poe got robbed, everybody got robbed in the KK Star Wars universe. Everybody got robbed.
Okay, here's
There was
what
one
really-
person. There was one person that didn't get robbed that absolutely should have been robbed.
Palpatine.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
that purple haired nose ring
Oh,
woman.
Oh yeah,
Ro-
The one that
Rose
was up on her high horse.
Rose
Yeah.
Tico.
No,
that
no,
was Admiral
the
Holdo.
commander, Admiral
Oh, yeah.
Holdo.
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
Holdo.
yeah.
That she.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
I'm
woman
gonna
who
go get
the woman
something
who
to eat
stole
before
the.
my stream starts, but I might be back.
All
All
right.
right, but yeah, the Admiral Holdo, the one who stole the limelight by crashing the ship into the giant star destroyer.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean
Gender
what's her
studies
name?
degree.
I know who you're talking about. I forget.
Yeah, literally purple hair with a nose ring.
And the messed up thing about that was the
Okay,
actress.
you're
They could not get her to stop saying pew pew whenever she was supposed to shoot somebody with that blaster pistol.
you're talking about Laura Dern.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vice Admiral Holdo.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a much better. That's good. That could have been such an incredible character if it hadn't been played like a piece of driftwood.
Now, what pisses me off, okay, they knew before they started that Han was going to die in The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Harrison Ford's contract, that Han had to die because he wouldn't come back unless he knew for a fact that Han was going to die, because he kept saying that he did not like the way the Return of the Jedi ended with Han getting a happy ending. He truly felt that Han Solo had been a scoundrel his entire life, and he needed to have died to complete the story arc.
See,
and even after George Lucas explained to him that the person getting the heroic sacrifice story arc redemption was Anakin Skywalker coming back from being Darth Vader, and having two in one movie just did not work.
Yeah.
And that was the plan from the beginning of the first movie, was Anakin Skywalker's return from the dark side. That was the entire purpose of Luke Skywalker, was to ensure that Anakin completed the redemption phase of the hero's journey. And so he agreed with it, didn't like it, but when George Lucas went behind, because before he sold to Disney, he was in the process of putting stuff together to do the sequel trilogy. And one of the reasons why Disney bought it, lickety split, was the fact that he says, yes, I've got all the original cast ready to go to come back to make it. I just need money to do it. And thus he sold lock, kit, and caboodle to Disney, because Iger told him, we're going to take good care of it. This is all behind the scenes stuff, if I remember right, got talked about in Iger's book. I just can't remember. But yeah, we do need to move to the next subject. But because we did veer off here pretty big. I would love to do a Let's Talk About Star Wars one night, where we just sit and talk about Star Wars, because Star Wars touches all of us, and it's one of our big fandoms that each of us loves. So our next storyline, let's go ahead and hit the story that hits me hard because it happened in my backyard last night. And that's the fire that took out
Let me
the
pull it up here real quick.
a log cabin that had been built in the 1840s here in Waxhaw. It was it was a central part of the Museum of the Waxhaws, and it burned down last night. Yeah, and when I sent the links to Wavo, and when he saw a picture of the log cabin, one of the first things he says, "Oh my God, that's a beautiful log cabin," and it was. It was.
Yep, and the very next picture I see is it being engulfed in flames.
Yeah. All that's left of it is the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, it breaks my heart because this is where I grew up, and you know me when it comes to history, I love my history. And this was the Museum of the Waxhaws they restored these homesteads, and they're saying that there was an electrical fire that took it out. A log cabin that was built in the 1840s got taken out by an electrical fire. And other people here in Waxhaw are also scratching their heads going, wait a minute, that building didn't have electrical power in it. And we're trying to figure out how the heck there was electrical power going on there.
And at minimum, what, one light or so in each whatever room for just to light it up for tourists?
I don't know if they had it or not. Several people have said that the old homestead buildings weren't supposed to be electrified. It was the modern buildings that had electricity in it. And what gets me is the fact that here in town, the rumors have been the fact that the town of Waxhaw has been looking for somebody to buy the Museum of the Waxhaws for a while now, because they're tired of the upkeep. I don't know if this is true or not, or if it's just a rumor, but it's frustrating because, like I said, it's literally in my backyard. There is the tree line in my backyard is all that separates us from the Museum of the Waxhaws, because that's also where we had an amphitheater that used to do the Listen and Remember every summer. Listen and Remember was the story of Andrew Jackson, who was born here in the Waxhaw area, who later who became the hero of the Battle of New Orleans. If everybody remembers the Jim Horton song, "The Battle of New Orleans," yeah, that's all about him. YT for Fun 5. How you doing, brother? But yeah, I can't get over this because it's breaking my heart. Were you able to find the link, Wavo?
Well, I have it. I can't. It's not letting me get to the actual article without disabling my ad blocker.
You gotta be kidding, man. Damn. That's messed up. Let me see if I can get the picture up by a different way. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. We're doing this on the fly, so please forgive me.
You mean by the seat of our pants?
Yep. All right, open.
I'm looking at pictures of the inside, and I don't see any electricity.
I know. That's what's frustrating about it.
Anyway.
Come on, close.
Yeah.
Don't need you open. There we go. Let's see if I can get this to work now. Fingers crossed, everybody. Let's see if I can share this. Let's see. Share the screen. Please let me share the screen. Okay. That's Discord. Nope. File Explorer. Nope. I think I found you. Yes, there we go. Okay, let's see if this works. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, that's the cabin before the fire. This is the fire. This is the fire. If you guys want to cry like I am,
That's making me cringe.
And I can actually share some of the inside pictures I've got scrolled up here when you're done.
all right. And they said, fortunately, nobody got hurt, which is great. And they said on What's Up Waxhaw that they're going to try to rebuild. So
That last one, you could really see the actual log timbers themselves. Right,
Right there?
there. With all the siding's gone, but there's your actual structure.
yep. And
Which is actually it's charred, but it's still standing.
yep. And
You might be able to salvage that.
I hope so.
Because if they could just slap, if the timbers themselves aren't burnt all the way through, they can slap siding back on the side like they used to have.
Yeah. I just, this is breaking my heart because these homesteads that they set up were just gorgeous, man. And it was set up to where you could take kids to go see how it used to be, just like you have at the Polk Museum and Park that's just across the state line into South Carolina. Because I used to go there all the time as a kid too. All right.
They also have Connor Prairie back up in Indiana. I've been there before. It's fun.
We used to have Crazy might remember this Ghost Mountain in the Sky. Do you remember that? That was
yeah, I've heard it. I know it's closed.
Yeah, it closed.
If I could make
years ago.
That's not working the way I thought. But there's the inside. Let's see. The fireplace, the kitchen. Ooh, that might be an electrical outlet in the top. Wait, it's not showing through. Okay. Oh, wait, wrong. Can I find that picture in this tab?
I mean, it was.
There might be. Do that right in the corner up there. It might be a electrical outlet by the stairs. It's almost between the floors. It's like they've added that in for just a plug-in for something.
Yeah, I see what he's talking about.
It's yeah.
But yeah,
That's the only one I could see that could be semi. There's nothing in the bedroom we can see. Anyway, they even had it nice inside. So, okay. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating because we got to watch it happen in our backyard. I just did not realize how bad it was until right before we went live. Because it was, yeah, that's heartbreaking. Our next story is going to be the AI teddy bears.
Yeah. This was one of the dumbest ideas I think I've ever seen done ever. So
it's this okay, guys and gals and everything in between. When Wavro sent me this, all I could think of was, Wavro, now you got to go buy me one of these so we can have it read me stories.
Yeah. Now
go for it, Wavro.
I can't screen share this because there are certain not YouTube friendly topics mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But the headline says it all. Sales of an AI-enabled teddy bear suspended after it gave advice on BDSM you know, and where to find stabbies.
Well,
To
What?
children.
and
It's called.
hang on, folks. And in related news, supposedly all these things have been addressed, and it's now back on sale.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
called
back
the.
on sale for Black Friday. This little cute cuddly toy is available for you to
Actually,
purchase
let me see if.
and
Let's see,
be
right
able to
here.
put it back. Well, here's the thing. Okay? My question exists on multiple levels. I just put a link in the private chat so you guys can look at it. Okay? Because and if you want to share it with folks, because my question is this. Okay? Whoever was the product manager for this, do we really believe that they have stripped all possibility for somebody to fat finger this back into doing what it permitted people to do before this became
Oh,
a thing?
this
Mm-hmm.
is the same. This is the same toy teddy bear we're talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Put
That's
the
what I'm
link. Put the
talking
link in the chat so people can go take a look at it.
because here's the thing, okay? In the world of software, okay, which a little bit of my background is there, a non insignificant amount. It is already well known that there are some gaping holes which you can circumvent guardrails.
Safeguards. Yeah, the
Yeah,
safeguards.
safeguards. Okay, and the thing is that it's also a well-known thing that many different non-well-meaning folks are exploiting this sort of stuff. Now, whatever your flag is set in whatever part of the political spectrum, there was a song back in the 1980s by someone who was probably left leaning because talking about what will save us, me and you, is if the Russians love their children too.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, folks, what will save your children is if you really trust that whatever guardrails they've put into this toy really can't be circumvented.
Mm-hmm.
Something for you guys to think about.
Yeah, but yeah. So apparently, people were using this to get advice on things, and it was even telling them where in their houses to find knives.
Yeah, the kitchen.
And get this, it uses the Chat GPT 4.0 chatbot model.
Oh, guys, I got to tell you something. As somebody that knows and uses ChatGPT a lot, that was one of the first systems to get jailbreaked, and anybody can still do it today.
Yep.
Yep.
Literally anybody.
Yep.
It's not even hard.
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole point right here. I mean,
Exactly.
the more tech we put into toys and things of this nature, the easier it's going to be for somebody to hijack them for bad things.
Yep.
I mean, it was one of the reasons why, yeah, I liked the concept when they first was talking about giving kids tablets instead of school books. Well, so they could have their school books with them all the time and not break their back. Because I'm sorry, I was the kid that had to have a supersized backpack because I had to carry all of my school books with me because getting back to where my locker was hard as heck in the short amount of time between classes, because our high school was spread out over multiple buildings. And they multiple buildings that originally was built in the 1940s, early 1950s, and they just kept building extra buildings whenever necessary, when as the class sizes got bigger and bigger and bigger. Fortunately, they have built a new school from scratch to replace it. Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's wild.
Yep. Well, all this stuff is really a cautionary tale for the future.
Yep.
Parents, it's like getting a Teddy Ruxpin with the internet as its connection.
Yep. Exactly. That's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Which means that anything that could possibly make it in front of your child is there. That's it. It's there.
This is one of those things. I can't remember the. There was a story that was written. It was a sci-fi one where somebody was able to use a toy that was connected to the internet to hack into some stuff and do some really nasty stuff. And that's what I keep thinking about this type of a toy.
Yeah.
And giving it to a little kid. And so many kids are so adept at adapting with these types of technology. It's not even funny. Because when we were kids, back in the 80s, and computer hacking was just really getting going, because kids were actually starting to get home computers. They made TV shows and movies about this stuff. And I don't just mean war games. They had some really cool TV shows that was showing little kids using computers to hack into the computers for the government and for colleges and things of this nature. And they lampooned it with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the same kid that played in War Games. For those of you old enough to remember this.
Matthew Broderick.
That's it, Matthew Broderick. He was in both movies. And both movies dealt with what? Hacking to a computer. Just like you had the hacking into a computer to where the kid could build his own nuclear bomb. That had John Lithgow in it. Sorry, I'm going back to movies again. But there's just so many really good movies that was made back then. And that's what this is reminding me of, is a toy made for kids, equipped with AI that's tied into the internet. That not only would allow a kid that has a gift for the technology to be able to use it to hack systems, but also a way for somebody from the outside to get into your home and get to your kid.
That's what I'm most scared of, dude. I mean, think about it. If you could tap into the network that bears on, you can get those kids to do anything.
Yep.
Exactly.
Especially to the age that they are marketing those things, man. I mean,
that's when they're most susceptible to things like grooming and things like that.
Exactly. And this stuff
now. I'm gonna take the dark side approach, Revo. Luckily, those teddy bears don't have built-in video cameras. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, let's put it this way: who knows that with as many advances in video technology as they're coming out with, who says that because they don't have it now, they can't have it later?
Exactly my point. Okay.
Now,
We have you guys ever seen the movie Bicentennial Man?
Yeah.
I love that
Remember
movie.
that?
I love
Okay.
that movie.
Okay. Well, the funny part is that here's the thing. Okay. And I don't go political. Richard knows this already, but it was written by Isaac Asimov.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I'm going to say this of him. He was a brilliant man, but he was also very left leaning. And if you look at the whole story, it was, yes, there were challenges, but by and large, there was no bad intention putting in a android into your home.
Mhm.
There was no there was no evil underlying things. Folks, hate to break it to you, we as a species, okay, run a very broad spectrum. There are people who, by any stretch of the imagination, there's no way you cannot call them bad people.
Yeah.
And the problem is those people are probably just as smart as the rest of us.
Mhm.
And they will find creative ways to do whatever the hell they want. And unless we curtail their possibility to do whatever the hell they want, it's on us. It's our failing. So we need to not do stupid things.
Now,
Well,
the only good thing I see about these interconnected teddy bears, would be a way that a parent could make sure that their kid's safe. But it's also that double-edged sword that if somebody who knows how to do it could tap into it and put that child at risk. And that's the dichotomy here, that I can see the good of having something like this, but I also can see how it can be exploited to be bad.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot more bad in it potentially than good.
Yes.
And I'll just end this with one word. And I'm sure Mars will know exactly what I'm talking about. Replica.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what replica is, and I'm sure you do, and some of the things that company has been accused of doing, that's where these teddy bears could go.
Yeah. That the AI boyfriend, AI girlfriend, AI friend that was all about trying to get you to spend money to get it to do naughty stuff.
Well, I mean, you got to admit though, you can see that.
Yep.
Yep.
And I get it. I really do. Because y'all know me, you know how lonely I am.
Dude,
And it's one of those things of I totally get it.
Yeah.
I also totally understand the whole
So-
concept of sex spots. I mean,
So-
girls have had sex spots since, the first time somebody whittled out an artificial dong.
So net.
Yeah.
Mamas don't let your kids grow up to use AI toys.
Yes, because that takes away their imagination.
Just gonna
Or-
say that.
or at
That's
least if you want to be observant enough to see what is going on.
Yes, that too. My fear though is a lot of these AI toys can rob a child of their imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen this with
There-
video games. I have seen where so many young kids are so absorbed by the artificial brain that they're holding in their hands playing these little games.
Yep.
They don't interact with anybody, just with their thumbs moving. I mean, they're giving these things to kids that are way too young to have them, in my opinion.
Correct.
I truly
I
believe
mean,
you should not have. If you've got a cell phone for a child for emergencies, it should be a basic phone. It should not be the artificial brain that's connected to the internet that allows them to do all kinds of stuff and play games on it.
right. Okay.
In a way, I think Zach is like going, well, thank God I grew up here instead of with him, because odds are the summertime would have been a whole lot different. I.e., I want you to go out there. I bought you this bicycle. So I want you to go have fun with your friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna, because these folks are right down the street or down the road a piece from you, Richard. Yeah. I'm gonna drop something in the comments on the stream that I want you to think about that. Okay. And this is not the only, and I'm critical of that higher education these days, anyways, for other reasons that we can talk about. But if one of these, organizations of higher learning are questioning our current use on AI on adults, stop and think about folks. Yeah, stop and think about folks for a second on the use of this stuff on the unfully developed brain. It's what Casey said. Okay? You got to think critically of what you're doing when you're exposing something like this to something like that. Something that is not fully developed, which you as a parent should have a control over, to something that out of the box comes with almost no guardrails. Okay,
and that's the one thing about AIs.
There you go.
One of my dear friends, she is my sister by another mother. In fact, her mom was con mom for me. For those who don't know what a con mom is, that's where when you're a young con goer, an older lady becomes a con mom by taking you under her wing and keeping you safe. Or you can have a con dad, which is a dude that does the same thing. Well, Gwendolyn, one of her day job is training AIs. And we've had this talk before about how we don't understand how the human mind works, and yet we're trying to program artificial intelligent minds. Yeah, and we also got into the discussion: is it truly artificial intelligence, or is it a virtual intelligence?
This could be its own stream, Richard. This could be its own stream.
We do have to get the ball. We do have to get the ball moving.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, next.
Richard, do you want to talk about?
We'd be here for hours.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the raccoon that robbed a liquor store?
Yes.
I'll let you tell this.
I could neither confirm nor deny, Juarebo, that I put him up to it.
No, actually, he wasn't actually robbing it. I just asked him to go in for some jack, and things got a little out of hand.
Yeah, they just snowballed out of hand, man. I told him, just go for the low rack. Go for the low rack, but
no, he went for the best stuff they had. He went for the best stuff they had.
Who tells raccoons what to do, man?
So instead of looking for the jack, he ended up getting jacked.
Yes. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna put this up.
Look, yeah, that's the problem. When you give a raccoon a taste of the good stuff, they develop an addiction.
Oh yeah.
Hey, why do you think they look like they're wearing a bandit mask?
I'm telling you, man. What's that old phrase? It was at this time he knew that he messed up.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a big mess.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, seriously, I showed him a picture. I told him, ignore everything else, but what can you do with the hired help? I mean, seriously,
Well,
it's tough to get good help these days.
Well,
I'm telling you,
the
man.
thing is, I would have gone for the monkey, but the raccoon was cheaper.
Yeah.
Look,
Now
if
the funny
you-
part is,
if-
Richard sent me this link, and the very next day, I saw it all over the place. Like my phone was blowing up. I saw a video of it on YouTube.
dude, who knew that raccoons had a taste for tequila?
I know,
I'm
right?
sorry. I'm sorry. I had been helping certain folks to appreciate a fine scotch, okay, a good whiskey, a nice bourbon, all right. But I guess raccoons being attracted to shiny stuff, he couldn't resist it.
Yeah. Well, I've got a
Couldn't
friend of
resist it.
mine whose his avatar is him as a raccoon. So anytime raccoon stuff pops up in the news, I always share it with him and everybody on the server. And when this came up, I was like, guys, I think we need to have an intervention for Will.
Intervention, he says.
And I put it up.
Intervention, he says, man.
Because we've already had the raccoon with the crack pipe. Let's see, what's some of the other stuff that the raccoons have been getting into that just was really messed up, and then this, and I'm like, guys, I think we might need to give Will an intervention. And he responded to it, going, I'm good. And then somebody else, yeah, right. When you sobered up and they let you go, you got home to where your wife threw all your stuff on the front yard, changed the locks. And he's like, that didn't happen. But yes, this is one of the most funniest news stories, man. That just it hit at the right time because I really needed the laugh. And the picture of him drunk, passed out beside the toilet was just too good. Somebody actually did an AI generated where a police officer shows up, sees him laying on the ground with all the booze bottles around him, goes, yo, little dude, what the heck, man? What are you doing? Come on, put him up so I can put the cuffs on you. And it's taking him to jail.
Yeah. One of my favorite TikTok comedians with the name of Carter Anderson did a sketch on it too, and it was hilarious.
I'm telling you, man, oh God, I love raccoons. They're one of those that it's like, if I could have it, I would have a pet raccoon and a pet fox along with my 2 cats.
Oh man, you know what?
Not raccoon, man. You can keep the fox. Raccoon.
Yeah.
If you can train, this was my first mistake, was not spending sufficient time on exclusioning. But if you can train a raccoon, dude, you have a partner in crime. You have a partner in crime.
Don't make the joke.
In this case, literally.
Don't make the joke.
Literally. Okay? I mean, my mistake was not showing him the Joe Piscopo skit from Saturday Night Live. In and out, and nobody gets hurt. If I had done that, totally different outcome.
All I can say is I feel really bad because not only did I not get my hooch, but now I got to pay for the darn rehab raccoon.
Yep.
Dude, I got PETA asking me to come in and give depositions.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
I mean, seriously.
You're not gonna rat me out, are you?
No, I was never here. I don't know who you are.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know who you are. I have no control over who Richard lets on this stream.
Yep. Heck,
I
I
don't
don't even
even
have
know a
control
guy
over who
named
comes on the
Richard.
stream.
I don't even know a guy named Richard. I just wandered in here.
Now I'm
Yeah.
the one who invited him.
You may not want to admit that publicly, but you're not out.
We really don't have to hit much on Ruin Johnson's trilogy yet officially being declared dead, because
Yeah.
it's been declared dead how many times in the past 5
Well,
years?
Yeah. I mean, even Doomcock, when I sent him the article, he said, yeah, we've known about this for a while, but it's nice to have some official confirmation for once.
Let's put it this way. Ruin Johnson's trilogy is so dead that even I can't resurrect it.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I'm
When Casey says you're screwed, you are just too far gone.
Now, there's also, let's see, we also had homeowners getting fined for doing their own yard work.
Yep.
That I was like, what the hell, man?
I hear that a lot. They have a lot of YouTube videos on that, actually.
It's HOAs. I just don't get HOAs, man. It's my house.
Dude, I'm going to send you some links to some channels. You will laugh your butt off at these things.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I've heard some of the horror stories, and I'm like, oh God.
So
if somebody tried that stuff with me, wouldn't be good. I'd run them over with my scooter. I really would.
So here's the thing, okay? The original idea was not a bad idea. Don't let your neighbor paint their house, okay, in color of a Skittles bag, okay? Don't let your neighbor let their property go into such disrepair that it adversely affects things like I don't
property
know,
values.
like the drainage into the county into the county sewer system. Don't let their house get into such disrepair that in the event of a catastrophic weather event, their property becomes a hazard to other properties. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
I'm using the logic from Florida. Okay, out of the entire panel, for folks listening to the stream, I'm the only one from Florida. Okay,
I'm sorry. Am I chopped liver?
No, you're not chopped liver, but well, okay, all right. I give you a pass. But you're borderline. Anyway, moving right along.
Borderline. I'm smack dab in the middle of the friggin' state.
Yeah, I know, but we had to adopt you, so it is what it is. But the point is this: the idea of homeowners associations started from collectivist ideals where people had a pride in upkeep of their properties. Here is the problem with that. Collectivist thinking propagates in an innate feeling that someone who, for positive rationales, can impute their level of standards upon everybody else. And so the standard from some of these folks in these associations gets on to the, how should I say, the mental dysfunction spectrum.
Yeah.
You can't have leaves on your front lawn, Richard. You can't have branches on your driveway. Juarevo, you can't wash your car on your front driveway
The
because
joke's on you. Joke's on
because
you. I don't have a
because-
driveway. I wash my
well,
car.
well, that's the whole point, though. That if you did, it's still shared property. It's still shared property, and their thinking is you should care enough about your property that you treat it as if it was everyone's property.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Well,
the
I've got
problem.
one of the guys I used to hang out with. His property, and he owned the place. Something like 12 to 15 years before the HOA set up next door, because he was like, "We ain't not going to be part of no HOA." Plus the fact it was a working farm that he had,
Mhm.
and the HOA over time started giving him shit over the fact
Mhm.
working farm, and trying to say that he was part of the HOA. He's like, "No, I'm not. I'm not part of the HOA. I'm not part of the HOA." They get a new group of people that came in and got elected to the leadership board of this HOA, and they were bound and determined to claim his property was part of the HOA, and they kept leaving notes for fines and things of this nature. They even went out of their way to set a lien up on his property, and he kept having to go to court to deal with that stuff, saying, "Look, I'm not part of their HOA. See right here, I'm not part of it. Tell them to leave me alone." And they tried to block off access to his property, and he finally had enough and sued the bejesus out of them.
I don't blame him.
I neither do I. I'm like,
I don't blame him one bit.
it was, and the messed up thing was that there was several people that lived in that community that did not like the leadership of the HOA, because they became little tin pot dictators. You know, the Karen
And that was my point. That was my point. Okay. You give folks a little bit of power and their own personality inclinations
Mhm.
will start to take hold. Okay. And they will start to put their own standards above what is actually beneficial to everyone and even achievable,
Mhm.
because they don't take into account the fact that even in any community we have folks who are in a different economic situation, and they will act without any compassion or empathy for their situation. Back in the day, before this sort of stuff, we would have said, "Oh, Richard, you need some you need to paint your house. Let's go get some paint and some brushes and let's go paint your house." Why? Because we know that if Marcelo's house needed a fresh coat of paint, Richard's going to say, "Well, shoot, I remember when Marcelo and his family helped me paint my house. We're going to
Yep.
go paint his house."
Well, you also had, okay,
But
we
that's
had
not how
several
these things
people-
function.
we had several people on my street that are disabled that could not take care of a certain thing,
But that's what I'm saying.
and we
That's
went
what
and
I'm
helped
saying.
them fix it. You know, it's like Miss Sally. She lives across the street from me. Well, she used to live across the street from me.
I'll give you
We
an
used
example.
to cut her. I used to cut her grass for free.
Exactly. There's a guy on YouTube who has grown his channel to several 100,000 followers because he's been doing lawn work for folks who are in a situation where they cannot fully upkeep their property, and their HOA has demonstrated zero level of understanding and
Mhm.
applied the most basic thought of Well, shoot, if we're going to work in a communal, somewhat socialistic situation, it's
I think I've
upon
seen.
us to help them.
I think I've seen some of his videos because there's
Yep.
been times the HOA called the cops on him for
Correct.
showing up to help.
Yeah, I was
help
going to
these
say.
people.
And the funny, and you know what the funny part is that he's actually posted some of those videos, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
You turn around, and the cops will turn around and say, "I don't see a problem here.
Yep.
You want a hand carrying these bags out to the curb?" I've seen videos of the cops helping him carry out some of the, some of the trimmings out to the
Yep.
curb for the for the waste disposal folks to come and take the stuff away. While
I don't know why
Karen
anybody puts up
is-
with a goddamn HOA.
while
it
some
drives me-
Karen is standing out there, okay, complaining about this 90-something-year-old, widower or widow about how they've let their grass grow over a foot in length.
Shit, they
Well,
hate
why
to
didn't
see
you
my
tell your
house.
husband to come mow her lawn, Karen?
But,
Well,
I mean-
the worst part of it is then they'll get the city to try to find the people. I mean, you're a 90-year-old woman who can't afford to pay her own bills, and yet the city's going to fine you.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when it's somebody who is incapable of doing the work for themselves. I mean, I've seen where, okay, Miss Sally was 93 years old when she passed away. Right next to her was Mr. Tony, who broke his back at his job and was unable to do a lot of physical labor. Then 2 houses down, there was another lady who was in her 80s that couldn't do stuff. My grandparents, when I was taking care of my grandparents, I was the one that took care of everything outside because my grandparents couldn't do it no more, which drove my grandfather crazy because he was the one, he had a rose garden in the front yard that was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And it gutted the whole family because 2 years after Granddad died, we had to go in and dig out that rose garden and get rid of the roses because a fungus that had set into the roses and it spread, and it killed the roses and it killed a whole lot of the trees that was in the yard, and we had to get rid of all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And when somebody gets old enough, gets to a certain point in age, they can't physically do it no more. And plus the fact the majority of them are living off of their retirement pay, and they can't afford to pay somebody else to come in and do it. And back in the day, your neighbors saw this and they cared enough to come over and help out. Nowadays, the majority of your neighbors don't care. They don't even know your name. And it's one of those things that breaks my heart because when I was a kid, I knew all of the neighbors by name. They knew me by name. They knew I knew if I did something bad, odds were by the time I got home, somebody'd be standing at the front door going, I know what you did. You're going to admit to it and fess up to it right up front, or am I going to have to beat it out of you? And of course, your best bet is just say, yep, this is what I did. Why'd you do it? Thought it would be fun at the time. Did anybody get hurt? No. Nobody got hurt. And as long as nobody got hurt, odds are you didn't get a spanking for it. But if somebody got hurt or you stole something, ass whooping was incoming. And it goes back to our last discussion of go find me the switch. And any of y'all Southerners know what that means. I mean, go pick the switch. Oh, yeah.
Yep, I remember. I remember the only time I ever got hit with a switch.
You never want to get
Getting hit with.
again.
Yep.
Yep.
And I had to go out and get the thing myself.
Yep. And if you tried to get, and the funny thing is, You think, oh, I'm going to get this little tiny one. That little sucker could go.
Oh yeah, them's the worst.
Oh yeah. The smaller and thinner they are, the more they hurt.
I'd bring them a stick, not a switch.
Yes.
And then if it breaks, they'll make you go out and get another one, and you're gonna get twice as much.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I remember that stuff so good. If Laura Jane and Becca was here for this discussion, they'd probably be doing the whole funky chicken on the ground of oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, just like a little animal seeing an eagle fly overhead would do. Because they could be little demons, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about girls being oh so nice and sweet. No, they were little demons.
Mm-hmm.
I should know. I got butt whoopings because of the evil shit those two little kids did. You were old. You're 10 years older. You should know better than let them get away with this. But every time I try to stop them, you give me a spanking. You give me a spanking when they do bad stuff.
You know,
give me a spanking.
that's the thing. That sort of stuff has been brought about by questioning, creating constraints around children's behavior.
Yep.
Ever since the late 1970s, for whatever reason, and you know how society is, it functions as a pendulum.
Yep.
Things go a certain distance, and they swing back.
Yep.
Okay. The problem here is that we've swung too far in the other direction, and things have become so permissive, where some of our kids will like, oh, I'm going to call 911 on you.
Well, the part that gets me is the fact that the pendulum has tried to swing back and compensate for it, but we've had this artificial holding of the pendulum from making that swing back. And anybody who knows anything about a pendulum knows if you hold back the pendulum from making its return swing, when it finally gets through and makes the return swing, it's going to go extremely further than it should have. And that's what I'm scared of. That's why I'm scared of the Bubba effect, guys. It terrifies me because that swing's coming. You can only hold it off for so long before somebody finally gets fed up with it and says, I've had enough. Okay, we had this discussion about what happened to Irina, the Ukrainian girl that got stabbed to death on the light rail here in Charlotte when it happened, and how there was a girl that got butchered that was from here in Waxhaw, not that far from where I live. Okay, they passed a law here in North Carolina called Irina's Law to try to stop where these criminals who keep getting arrested and released. They finally held one that got arrested 3 times in like a week's short time, and they bonded him at like $500,000 to $1 million. And the news here lost their ever-loving minds that this little black kid got arrested and is being held on bond because they're like, he's only 18, completely ignoring the fact he fell under Ilana's law because he committed 3 separate violent crimes in a short period of time and got released each time.
Here's where I'm going to tell folks listening to the chat, look up a guy named God, Gad, Saad, Saad.
Yes.
Okay. I was listening into a conversation between him and a classic liberal, okay, Dave Rubin, and he threw a phrase out there called toxic empathy.
Yep.
And when I heard that, I was like, that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's going on. We've become, or we've permitted ourselves to become so empathetic that it has become toxic.
Yep.
Toxic to reasoning, toxic to decency, toxic to logic. Okay? Where anyone of any age should be permitted so many excuses that there's no standard whereby, you know what, I'm just not going to accept that.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to accept that. Now, for whoever's listening in, if you're of a religious persuasion that uses that 70 times 7 rule from the New Testament, I want you to think about that for a second. That's a placeholder, not necessarily a hard guideline. Okay? Because if somebody does something that hurts you, I'm assured that by the time that you're in your early teens, somebody has probably done something that hurt you more than 490 times.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a placeholder, folks. At some point, you got to say, you know what? This is not really in the better interest of the rest of humanity. Maybe we need to say no.
Yep. And
regardless of where you came from, who your parents were, what your education was, what your financial situation happens to have been. That doesn't mean that we cannot recognize that we've let you down. But you still have to take responsibility for what you decided to do and not us.
See, that's the part about today's society. It's like accountability has become verboten. People have a toxic reaction to any attempts at accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything's somebody else's fault.
Yes.
Correct.
If I make a mistake, I'm going to say so.
Yeah, and and the funny part is that even folks on the left side of the room are starting to recognize that, maybe you guys are going a little bit far afield of this stuff.
Like Bill Maher. Bill Maher lost his. He was on his show the other day cussing out a couple of these people.
Exactly. Maybe you might want to rethink some of this stuff. And I'll go even further. On YouTube, there's a guy who is a recruiter, HR person, and he's been looking at some of the layoffs going on in the world. I mean, mostly in the United States. Okay. Yeah. And he's come out commenting like, okay, so you're going to lay off tens of thousands of folks, but as the C-suite, the chief executive officer, chief financial officer, chief whatever officer, you don't feel the drive to take accountability for your poor decisions. None of this is your fault. None of this is your fault, but the folks that are under you, well, you know what? Those are just the breaks.
Yeah, it's like with Iger, man.
Yeah, and so now even folks on the left are starting to realize that, maybe it's not just folks sitting on the other side of the aisle, or like myself sitting in the middle. Maybe we need to start looking at some of the folks who have a ton of money and yet are unprepared to take accountability for their poor decisions.
See, when it comes to the politics side of this, I've been watching this stuff go since I was a child. And I know I've said this before. I've got several early memories of watching TV. I watched as Saigon fell and the helicopters were leaving the embassy. I also have memories of Nixon, his resignation, and flying off on Army One. I remember those things on TV. I remember the Reagan years quite well. And I remember all the stuff that they say about Trump today, they said about Reagan back then. I remember them saying the same things about George H.W. Bush. I remember them saying that about Bob Dole when he ran against Clinton. I remember it. I especially remember it during the George W. Bush period because I saw so many T-shirts that were stylized like the Kill Bill movie poster that said Kill Bush. I've got so many pictures that I saved and burned onto CDs to make sure I would never lose those images so I could point back to it. I remember this stuff. I remember how they went against John McCain, even though he had been their darling for the longest time because he was a maverick. He went against the Republican Party many, many, many times. And then they threw him under the bus when Obama ran. I saw them go after Mitt Romney, who was one of the most milquetoast Republicans, who was in many ways a rhino on his policies. And I also can remember back in the 80s that Donald Trump used to be a big-time supporter of the Democrat Party. And I remember how the whole birther thing and keeping the birth certificate in the public knowledge that he did was all as a favor to the Clintons to keep it out there. He was not my candidate, guys. I had to vote for him because I was not going to vote for the woman that made it for the only way for me to ever see my son again was him to show up at my doorstep. So what is all this to say? A lot of people think I'm an extreme far right-wing person. No, I am a classical libertarian. I want the government small and out of my way. Taxation.
And the funny part is, Richard, that folks think that, well, these folks are just ill-informed. And I'm like, no, we're probably the most informed about what the original framers of the Constitution meant for this country.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm also a big supporter of what George Washington said whenever he left. Please, no political parties.
And we know that they were flawed.
Yep.
Okay. But from John Adams to Thomas Jefferson to Alexander Hamilton, all of them recognized the government is not there to be your babysitter.
Exactly.
All
but also,
of them.
like I said, George Washington, when he left office, begged and pleaded with the United States not to allow for political parties because he said it would divide the country down the road.
That's the problem. When we've permitted, because this is just the nature of the country, and I'm speaking as the child of an immigrant, okay, to impute that where I am coming to has to give me more than where I came from gave me, okay, other than the opportunity for me to be able to do what I want to do to better myself, okay, Anything beyond that is a misnomer. That's not what this country was about.
Well, I mean, and the worst part is you could
This
see it culminating in what we have today when we have the, we're supposed to be a country originally founded on the idea of e- equality of opportunity.
Yes.
Everyone has the opportunity to go out there and make themselves better in whatever way they see fit.
Also,
Today they warp that into the equality of of well if I go in and the guy in front of me who has been doing a job for 20 years gets this amount of money, then I should be able to get that amount of money right off the bat because I'm doing the same job as he is.
yeah, that's not how it's supposed to be. The
I mean,
founding fathers also wanted us not to have a politician class. We were supposed to be
Yeah.
citizen legislators, where you would go in your community. That's why the House of Representatives was set up the way it was. Your community was supposed to say, hey, Marcelo, come here for a minute. Come over here. All right, I know this is going to hurt. Then kicks you in the nads and says, we're going to make you go to Congress and represent us, and kicks you in the nads again. You're going to do it or we're going to keep kicking you in the nads.
Right.
Go up there and represent us. But I'm going to lose money. Kick out. Okay, that was how it was done back in the day.
Except, how does somebody go from making 180K a year to being nearly a billionaire?
Manipulating the stock market.
Thank you. Okay. I've said this to other people before. I'm not a statistician, but I'm pretty good at math.
Yep.
Okay. It is a veritable statistical improbability that you can beat the Standard and Poor's 500 for multiple decades and come out with the amount of cash that you have as part of what you have. And here's the problem. It's not my money, it's my husband's money. Excuse me, is not California a community property state? It is your money, whether you say it is or not, Miss Pelosi.
Mm-hmm. And that's
community property.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I could go off on a 10-hour rant about community property and divorce courts and all this other stuff that basically puts that whole line of thinking into bullshit territory. All money is the woman's money, and when it comes to divorce court, we know this. We've lived it. Those of us who've actually had to go through a divorce know this. We're gonna have to go ahead and start wrapping it up so I can start crying. So let's go ahead and hit the hawk your stuff, boys and girls. Let's get the hawk your stuff. Oh, Siggy, you said the first Bush week broke promises. Very true. Second Bush, sort of okay. Trump, God, Emperor. I made this response to it. Obama was the thin-skinned man-child God king who acted in a dictatorial manner. Thousands killed in drone strikes, including American citizens, without any type of oversight. Yeah. And you also said something that I've been preaching about for 40 years now. Term limits.
Especially for fucking Congress.
Yes, term limits. We were never meant to have a permanent politician class. You were supposed to go up there for a term and then come back home. That was how it was supposed to be. You were supposed to stay in contact with your constituents. You were only supposed to go up there for those short periods of time when living in the swamp wasn't going to get you malaria. That was why they built our capital on a swamp, was to keep them out of the capital for as much as possible. You know? Yep. And then we have Siggy say divorce courts. Men are in a disadvantage unless you get a vicious female attorney that keeps no prisoners. Very true. Very, very true. Then he said, very true. But I was talking Republicans. Very okay, okay. And Obama did suck. Yes, yes, he does. And that's because, well, Michael. Go.
Mm.
And
We
Shane.
can't,
Okay. Here's the thing.
we can't overlook.
Go ahead, Waribo.
Yeah.
We can't overlook that right above the Ronaldus Maximus statement, he made a very specific reference that requires a very specific object to be pulled out.
I was gonna try to let it slip, but you're right.
No.
Bad Sig Rollison. Bad Siggy. Bad.
Bad Siggy.
Bad Siggy.
Bad.
We can't,
Bad. Look, here's the thing. Okay, back in the 1800s, there were some laws that were. I'm just going to say it. They were very restrictive, and didn't give safeguards to children and wives.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to say this as a man, as a male. Okay, there are some of us who are better off not being with us.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say, because they don't know how to conduct themselves like an honorable human being.
Yeah, that's
And
the
so
whole.
the
the whole
laws
thing behind the whole toxic masculinity
yeah,
bullshit.
and well, I'm going there. And so the laws permitted that.
Mm-hmm.
The laws permitted that. Fast forward to the 20th century, some sort of better understanding of, hey, this is not cool, took hold, and things started to get more equitable between us. Okay, the thing is that as pendulums do, they swing, and they kept swinging, and they swung, and they kept going to the point where I'll say it the way that my divorce attorney told me. To be able to make right past wrongs, we permitted things to go too far.
Yep.
Because we felt guilty of our past wrongs. God rest his soul, because he's no longer with us. Okay? And this applies.
All you end up doing is perpetrating the evil
further
on innocent people.
It permitted further wrongs against our children.
Yep.
Whereas before, fathers may have been too harsh, too strict on our sons, on our daughters. Now it swung the other direction, where now the kind of guidance that they needed to become healthy individuals was kept from them.
Yep.
Okay? How many women today have daddy issues? I'm going to leave that right there.
Most of them
there's a whole
made
lot. A lot of them do. It breaks my heart to say it, because I've known women that are third generation of growing up in households where the guy that they had no male role model to look up to. Ditto with boys who have grown up without a decent male role model as well. And it's not a toxic masculinity problem. It's an absence of masculinity problem. Because think about it. If toxic masculinity was so bad, so many of these kids are growing up to nowadays. they don't have male role models except for what's on TV. They're completely surrounded by women. They're surrounded by their mothers and their grandmothers and their teachers. And the majority of teachers nowadays are what? Women. They don't have male role models to look up to. And it's heartbreaking to see this. And it frustrates me. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to wrap up after we hit Siggy's last comment here. Change. I saw no change, and I saw more division with Obama. Exactly.
Oh, there was change. Right, there was change, all right, but it was all bad.
Yep, and he was the divider in chief. But because the one thing I was looking forward to with Obama getting elected was, oh goody, we can finally retire the myth that this is a racist country. Because so many people voted for him. You know? We voted for him. We put him in office twice. And yet, nope, that didn't happen. It actually got worse. And that really upsets me when I think about it.
If you look at it from a purely statistical perspective, people are looking at what's going on in the Caribbean right now.
Yeah.
Okay? They do not realize that our media did not report on the fact that whenever 3 administrations back addressed the issue of narcotics flowing into this country, that it was a daily activity that drones would target individuals. I'm choosing that word very specifically. Individuals conveying narcotics in the Caribbean Sea, up to and including when they were trying to recover their narcotics, that we would target them again.
Yep.
But somehow our media, 12 years out, somehow seems to think that this is no longer permissible, whereas 12 years ago, 13 years ago, it was. What's changed is not the situation. What's changed is what our media thinks we should know about, because, to paraphrase a certain late night host, we're your friends who are more informed than you are.
Sure
Excuse me, but Mr. Colbert, you're not more informed than I am. I'm staying up with what's actually going on in this country, and you're the one who's misinformed.
Yep.
Well, of course, he doesn't do any thinking. He's got a bunch of people back there telling him what to think.
Exactly.
See, what tears me up about this, I mean, I got into it with somebody today that has been a dear friend of mine for 18, 19 years. And I'm like, look, I'm willing to give these guys the benefit of the doubt right now because they've been lied about nonstop for over a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep catching the mainstream media in these lies. The Russian collusion delusion, the peeing Russian hookers, the Hunter Biden laptop, etc., etc., etc.
Oh yeah, it never ends. It's always something.
And it keeps coming out that they knowingly lied about this stuff. And I'm tired of it. They have lied so much about these people, Donald Trump and the Republicans. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt because you've lied so damn much. That's that pendulum again.
Yeah.
You've been artificially holding the pendulum from making it swing. And because of that, when it does finally make it swing, you've held it back for so long, it's going to go further thanks to you and your lies.
Mm-hmm.
This is all on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one thing about the Democrats that really upsets me the most. If you really want to know what it is that they're doing, look at what they're accusing everybody else of doing, and then you find out, oh shit, that's what they've been doing.
Yep. They've been
And
doing
it
it for decades.
Mm-hmm.
me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I try. Okay, I admit I can be quite political in my outlook because I'm looking at this from decades of watching it, and it drives me nuts. And the things that happened to me personally during the Obama years, if I was to sit down and tell you guys all about it,
Mm-hmm.
I would get kicked off of YouTube. I just would. They would. But anywho, we need to go ahead and wrap up so everybody can get ready to head over to Theta. So everybody, let's go ahead and start looking our stuff. Let's start out with Casey. Casey, tell everybody where to find your stuff. Wavero, if he can, put up a link so people can find his channel.
Oh, my turn.
Yep.
All
Tell
right.
everybody about your channel, man. Creepy.
I want to thank you all once again for another scintillating evening of discussion. But now that that's done, if you all would like to go over and get the crud scared out of you, I invite you to join me at my channel, Casey's Creepy Creations. I guarantee you it's to die for. And if you don't think so, just tell me and I'll send you there myself.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And also, Tony is also doing his first Christmas matinee in 22 minutes.
22 minutes, folks.
All right.
Get your act together.
Yep,
All
that's
right,
where I'm going.
It's now up to you, Marcelo. Tell everybody about your stuff.
Well, my stuff isn't out there yet. I'm still putting where I'm going with my channel together.
Hold on, time out. Siggy says he's not a fan of horror, but good luck, Casey. Aren't you the dude that worships Harvey?
I mean,
you worship an eldritch abomination. You have no excuse for not liking horror.
Exactly. Are you not the one who keeps telling me every Friday night to keep the button unlocked? I mean, seriously.
Okay, Siggy.
I tell you what,
Siggy deserves this. Siggy deserves it. Hold on. Bad Siggy. Bad Siggy.
I mean, for crying out loud. You
don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of irony, but this is ridiculous.
Okay, you understand this. I run the cleaning crew Saturday mornings after you guys make a mess on Friday night. Okay, and in the background, I've got this guy telling me to, hey, leave the button unlocked. What am I supposed to do here? Come on, man. What do you mean you're not into horror? For crying out loud, man.
Okay, I want to know something then.
Yeah.
Sig, you and me, we go way back. So if you're not into horror, what do you want me to do, brother? You tell me what you want me to do that's better than what I'm doing now, and I will do it.
Porn. He wants you to do porn.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. That's the secret right there.
Guys,
He won't admit it, but
guys,
yep.
I'll tell you what. If you guys can help me find a woman,
okay.
I'm
just gonna say this. Okay? Japanese, Casey. I'm just gonna say this: Japanese animation involving tentacles.
Oh,
I'm
Hey,
gonna.
that's why Harvey's on the naughty list, man. Come on.
No, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I've said my piece.
Nope.
Bobby, it's up to you now. Go ahead, Hush.
Screw you guys. I'm going ham.
No. Japanese anime involving tentacles.
Okay, Fox, it's your turn to tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
I'm all over at Toadie's, Stark of Iron, and Scooby Pup on YouTube, and that's about it about right now.
All right, cool beans. Now it's up to Wavo. Wrap it up and let's send us all home.
That gave me a headache.
Yeah, me too.
Uh,
I didn't even
It's
know what
not
to
my
say.
fault. Don't look at me.
I don't like calamari anyway.
Don't look at me, man. I was just trying to give the lead in.
I get you. I get you.
all right.
You got to admit it
Give
was
me
funny, man.
give me a second. Let me dig up the link to my channel here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
So
folks.
that's where you can find me. Uh,
Yeah, go
I'm
hit it up.
trying to save up. I'm trying to save up some money to get a better PC than this microscopic little roach trap that I'm using now, so that I can actually start live streaming. Because I would like to start doing some video game based live streams, but my technology can't support it.
Hopefully
So
we'll get
right
to help
now
out with
I'm stuck doing the short play reviews. So if you like stuff like that, keep your eyes on my channel in the coming months. I've got something in the works that should prove very interesting.
that. Sweet. Well, everybody, as I've said many a times, this is how I like closing this thing out. Let's all be the positive change we want to see in the world. Let's be an example. Let's get people back together again. Let's share the stuff that we love with each other, because this world needs a whole lot more love in it. And the only way we're going to really change the world is by each and every one of us going out there and doing it. And by doing that, I mean we need to start sharing the things we love. We need to show the world we're all human, and we all deserve respect, kindness, and compassion. So remember, everybody, you're not alone. You are most definitely not alone, and you are most definitely loved. Even you, Siggy, even you.